Welcome to Smack Talk. 2 links down below in the description box as always. Today's show, or yesterday, Valentine's Day, it was Wade Barrett and Vic Joseph of NXT. Makes me wonder why Corey Graves wasn't there, because that whole thing where he shared his displeasure. But then I thought about it for a minute. If I'm not mistaken, Wade Barrett and Corey Graves are color commentators. They're not play-by-play. And it seems like Vic Joseph is the play-by-play. That doesn't mean that Corey Graves couldn't do it, because allegedly he was set up to be the replacement to Michael Cole in the future. Either which way, it was the first time ever that I know of that I've heard Vic Joseph. And I have to say, he's really good. It's really good. Yep. Cody Rhodes in ring promo talking about the Elimination Chamber and who is going to win to face him. Now that Jey Uso has chosen to go against Gunther. Drew McIntyre came out saying he tried to be his friend, saying that you're going to burn yourself out, but he made it personal. Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga join in on the fun. Lots of Fatu chants. I'm loving it. The guy is unhinged, all gas, no brakes. It's crazy. I love it. Fatu gets in Drew's face. Says he wants to bring the title back home to the family, not the bloodline, because remember, they dropped saying that word. Drew leaves because he's like, I'm already in the chamber. I don't need to get into this mix-up right here. Solo drives into the arena, and Fatu and Tonga are pissed off. So they leave to go backstage. Oh, yeah. Cody Rhodes. Oh, yeah, I've already said that. My goodness. This is what happens when you're half asleep. Let me zoom in a little bit on the fun here. There we go. Let's get into that right there. Elimination Chamber qualifier match had Naomi defeating Chelsea Green. It's a nice, quick match. Naomi was very aggressive. Again, just like Lyra Valkyria. As I mentioned, Chelsea Green's already a champ. Figured she would lose, and it wouldn't make too much sense to have them necessarily go into the chamber. Take up a spot. I mean, they could still go in and lose, but yeah. Then Sami Zayn addresses from home how he's recovering. Sami defends that he was there for Kevin Owens just because he didn't push Cody Rhodes off the goddamn ladder. Doesn't mean he wasn't there for him just because he wouldn't cheat for him. So yeah. Michelle McCool, a.k.a. also known as the Undertaker's wife, is being inducted in the Hall of Fame. I like that. There are some other people that I'm just kind of like, whatever. Since I got my teeth ripped. Well, just one. I make it sound dramatic. First time in almost a month already. I'm using a straw to sip on my protein shake. Motor City Machine Gun defeat Los Garza. Last week they were a team. Now they're fighting. Nice match. I really do like these two teams. Seems a lot of people in the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community, yeah, don't like the Motor City Machine Guns. They find them boring, and I'd be interested to know if there's anybody that made it this far into the video to let me know down below. Be blunt, be harsh. It's okay. Let me know what it is about them you think that people don't like or that you don't like about them. Yeah. Calling them a snooze fest, to be technical. Sorry, I lost my spot there for a moment. Backstage, we don't see it here. They never show it, but it's important. Jacob Fatu got in Solo Sikoa's face. Solo tells Fatu, you know what? Win that title, bring it back to the family. But imagine what would happen if he actually won that belt. Don't forget, he was tag team champion, and Solo stripped Jacob Fatu of the title, right? To give it to Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Gave it to the Tongas because he wanted him to be his personal bodyguard, and can't do that while he's a champ? Anyhow. So I think that's building over time. And they're both, like, even Tama Tonga didn't want to go yee. Didn't do any of that to Solo. They just walked out and said, screw you. Solo says, hey, man, I love you. And Jacob Fatu didn't do his usual, I love you, Solo. He just turned and walked out that door. That was it. 3-time U.S. champ Shinsuke Nakamura with an in-ring promo. I understood a few things he said. Out there looking like Ozzy Osbourne. He's looking for a worthy challenger of his titles, so The Miz and LA Knight both come out. Wild exchange between the two. This was really, really good. One of the few people that could put LA Knight in his place on the mic. Nick Aldis says, you know what, LA and Miz, you can fight. But I don't believe it was for an opportunity. I'm surprised Nick Aldis didn't do the whole, and the winner of that bout will earn an opportunity to face off against the Asian Ozzy Osbourne. He didn't say that. But I'm sure later on it'll get to that. So then we had LA Knight defeating The Miz. Nice match. I love The Miz. I kind of feel like he's been Natalia, though, in the sense that they're just using him as a stepping stone. He still has all the moves. He's still able to dance. He's just not given the go to go all out. 2-time Grand Slam champ. That's huge. I really hope somehow that, just like with John Cena near the end of his career, they give him a decent send-off. The U.S. title needs a storyline, I said. Better than just LA and Shinsuke, like, constantly. They kind of have a story, but they don't. A lot of what LA Knight tells Shinsuke Nakamura is kind of a lie, because Shinsuke Nakamura actually didn't cheat, as far as I remember. I've said this before, to win that championship. Yes, he's misted him, but that wasn't during matches, from what I remember. So, I don't know. I'd like to see some more. I don't know if Logan Paul's going to come back. I don't know if... I don't know. I'd like to see a couple of other people really wanting to go for that belt. I think Shinsuke's great. He's in a good spot. But I want to see him wrestle more, for sure. Carmelo Hayes defeats R-Truth. Quick match. R-Truth still has it. I really wish R-Truth would have won, but unfortunately, just like The Miz and a few others, you're almost guaranteed, unfortunately, when they come out, they're going to be losing. I wish I could see a segment with R-Truth and Jacob Fatu, where R-Truth would say something along the lines of, "Dog, you're all gas, no brakes. You need a tune-up. You need to go to the garage. I ain't want your ass behind me." You know, just getting all goofy or whatever. I'm allowed to roleplay that shit in my mind. Kevin Owens' in-car promo in terms of Sami Zayn and how he injured him and how he said, "You think you're in pain now? Wait till we take it back to where it all began in Canada." Don't know if it was Toronto exactly, but Elimination Chamber is going to be huge because it seems like these two are going to go at it again. They have such a long history of stabbing each other in the back, and predominantly Kevin Owens doing that to Sami Zayn, but yeah. Tiffy defeats Nia Jax. We don't see Tiffy to retain the championship, but it was via DQ, and it was really bizarre because Candice LeRae cost Nia the championship because she bonked Tiffy time in the noggin. You can't do that. Well, you can, but you'll get DQ'd. And Nia's all, yeah, it's good. Let me splash her. I'm like, you just ruined her opportunity. How did Nia Jax not turn on Candice LeRae for that? I don't know. I thought it was interesting. So then they attacked Tiffy. Trish Stratus, because she was interviewed at ringside. Are you going to be at Elimination Chamber? Blah, blah, blah. It's in your hometown of Toronto. This is what happens. Now she comes out, and then later backstage, she tells Tiffy time, "Hey, how about us two against them two at Elimination Chamber in Toronto?" I'm down with that. Trish can wrestle. At her age, she is better than like a decent amount of the current women's locker room. I'm not even kidding. That's just my opinion, but it's also a fact. Charlotte Flair then came out, pulled up a chair next to Tiffy on the ground and said, "I choose you." So for a lot of people, this was their greatest fear. People were hoping she'd go to NXT to bump up the division. Well, actually, I said that she could have done that. Or she would go against Rhea Ripley. No. Blondes have more fun. The two blondes are going at it. This is definitely not what people wanted. However, what if Charlotte loses? Right? To help elevate Tiffy. Charlotte shakes her hand post-match. Whatever. Charlotte is the only woman to have ever won 2 Royal Rumbles. So she still has something to brag about. She doesn't need the title, right? She's a multiple world champion. She can still main event WrestleMania, have all that, but just not win the belt. I have a bad feeling she might win the belt, but I can't say that I'd be mad, honestly. I'm not going to lie, but I understand the argument for not having her win. Charlotte Flair, that is. I totally get it. You leave for a long time, you're just bloop, you're thrown in there. I get it. Trust me, I really do. Now, this storyline, I'm over it. I've been over it for... Oh, well, there you go. I've been over it for a long time. And that is the following. Nick Aldis showed anonymous footage. Well, footage from an anonymous person. And it showed Liv and Raquel being around the time that Jade Cargill got attacked. Then you had Naomi getting angry with Bianca. That's it, we're going to Raw, blah, blah, blah. Nick Aldis said we can't speculate just because you see the two of them kind of walking around doesn't really mean anything. I'm done with it getting dragged out. So now to get a little negative. I think it's getting drawn out. The whole thing with Randy Orton being injured. He's already been gone for three months and a week. Since November the 8th? Give or take? Like a little just before my birthday. He gets taken out. And I looked it up online. Apparently it's not a scripted storyline for the injury. But I really do think that it is, though. I think it is scripted. I just don't know why he's gone for so many months. They're just like, yeah, we need to fit you in somewhere. Scoot him off to the side. Now they did the same thing with Sami Zayn. Now he's off for a while, but hopefully he'll be back at Elimination Chamber. I can get sometimes why you would want a superstar off the screen for a little bit to kind of give time to other people to finish off loose ends or whatever with their storyline. I really do get that, but Randy Orton's been gone for a while. And I just wish that he was still around, like active. But it is what it is. The whole thing with, you know, Jacob Fatu and Solo, and then Solo leaves for a bit. I want to know, like, what's next. I want to see potentially some dissension, which we're starting to see now between Jacob Fatu and Solo. I really believe that Jacob Fatu has overshadowed Solo. From the first time I ever saw him, he didn't even open his mouth. There was just something about his aura. Now the people are chanting Fatu. It's wild, and it's well-deserved. It's really well-deserved. Yeah. Oh, and then the Jade Cargill thing. It's like, you know what? I'm done. Bitch. Who attacked her? Let's move on with that storyline. Like, I mean, at this point, I think Naomi's been co-holder of the championship longer than Jade was. And then when Jade shows up, what's going to happen? You got to have Naomi give her back the belt. She's just a placeholder for the time being. I don't know. I still think maybe. I don't know. They want you to think that it was Naomi, but whatever. I don't know. So yeah, as always, I try to be positive. If there's things that bother me, naturally I will state them. I mean, I enjoyed myself, as I always do. It's a nice break from the daily hectic stuff that I go through throughout the week. So a couple times a week, Mondays and Fridays. Yeah, it's nice to sit down for a few hours on my tablet, lay in bed, click on to Netflix, and watch some wrestling. Really. Let me know down below if you have any thoughts on this or anything else, really. It could be AEW, could be about Cope. I'll just call him Edge. It could be anything. It doesn't have to just be about this show, this episode. You can talk to me about the game, as long as it has to do with wrestling. No Trump comments and all that kind of shit. That's what my other channel is for, or Twitter. I don't want to get into that thing on this channel. I want to keep it relatively smooth. If there's going to be drama on my channel, I want it to at least be wrestling related. So thumbs up as always if you liked the video. Oh shit, I totally forgot. You liked the video, thumbs up. You didn't like it, thumbs down. Break it off in your ass and Damian Priest will kick it out of your ass. Elimination Chamber qualifier. Damian Priest defeats Braun and Jacob Fatu because Solo Sikoa spiked Strowman. He got involved and he shouldn't have done that, because then, in my opinion, that makes Jacob Fatu, had he have won, look weaker, like he needed the help, and he definitely doesn't need it. So then Cody Rhodes comes out for Solo Sikoa. Jacob Fatu, yeah, I just said doesn't need help. Fatu didn't see it when accidentally Cody Rhodes got out of the way and Solo spiked Tama Tonga. And then Jacob Fatu got really pissed off. Obviously, he's going to watch it on the replay, see it was an accident, whatever. But yeah, Damian Priest going to the chamber. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I wanted Jacob Fatu to win. Damian Priest second, and then, no offense to Braun Strowman. Like, I love Braun Strowman. I really do. There's just something about him, and it's going to sound rude. I just don't see him as a main event star. And I'm not saying that he's not capable of doing it, but just his current booking, I don't know. He could be so much more. He wouldn't actually even have to do anything. It's all about how he's being booked. You could be booked to look like an ass and be made to not be all that much. But really, under the hood, you can do a lot. And unfortunately, for a long time, I used to be like, oh yeah, Braun's like, wow, the next like Brock Lesnar kind of thing. But I just feel like the WWE's not really behind him. The creative team, right? I think he's capable of becoming a main event star. But I just don't see it now, like, out of nowhere, which is why I said what I said about the Elimination Chamber, that I'm, no offense, glad he didn't win. It's not because I don't think he deserves it. It's not because I don't think he's not capable. It's because they're not behind him enough to make it that much more believable. That's all. That's just my thoughts. Holy cow, this video is long. Take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.